From hip-hop royalty like Jay-Z and Beyoncé to the British royal family, love and marriage go hand in hand. At the same time, there's a growing trend towards open relationships. But can they really work?
Stay loyal, stay faithful, and stay humble. Enjoy it.
And have a good foundation. If your foundation is rock solid, anything that happens on top of that, it doesn't matter because your foundation is not gonna move.
The story of hip-hop superstar Remy Ma and rapper Papoose could be its own movie. True love triumphing over tough times and a marriage built to withstand the temptations of life in the limelight.
You gotta have discipline and enough respect for your significant other to, you know, maintain yourself and maintain your marriage.
We're together a lot. That's number one. But number two, in my defense, guys really don't come at me like that. But there's always that
That's
one.
not true.
Babe, there's always that one lone female that we just have not looking and think like she has on the dress that could win everything over.
Beyoncé and Jay-Z are still crazy in love. Atlanta rapper Gucci Mane and his wife Keyshia celebrated their nuptials on live TV with a $75,000 wedding cake. And hip-hop artist Offset proposed to Cardi B on bended knee in a concert arena. Rapper Graf, who's now on the cast of Love and Hip Hop New York, sees it as a positive trend.
Love is cool. Showing love is cool. I think that's a big thing because rap is mainly misogynistic. We talk about pimping and flossing and all of that. So to see influencers giving off a positive vibe and showing that marriage could work, showing relationships work, I think it's really good for the kids to see that.
National statistics tell a different story. In 2014, for the first time ever, the number of unmarried American adults outnumbered those who are married. The trend is especially true in urban areas, and the very institution of marriage itself is changing, says Dr. Diane Metzger.
Now you're seeing wives being the breadwinners of families. The whole idea of open marriages is something that, if it was going on 30, 40 years ago, nobody was talking about it, and people are talking about it now.
So what's really going on with our relationships? Let's find out what our panel has to say. Joining me, Jacob Berger. He's an actor and social media influencer. You can catch him in the new Woody Allen movie Wonder Wheel with Kate Winslet. He's going to be in an upcoming episode of Wild 'N Out on MTV, and you can catch him in the 2018 season of Power. Jacob, great to have you with us.
Thanks so much for having me back, Lisa. Appreciate
Great to
it.
have you. Also with us is Dr. Diane Metzger. She's a psychiatrist, a relationship expert, and couples therapist, and she's also the co-author of the book, The Modern Trophy Wife. Dr. Metzger, great to have you.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much. Also with us is Graf. He's a hip-hop artist, and you see him as a cast member on the new season of Love and Hip Hop New York, working on some new music. Graf, great to have you with us.
Thanks for having me back again.
Thank you. Dr. Metzger, I want to start with you on this.
right.
What is really going on? Because we see a lot of high-profile marriages like Jay and Beyoncé. We see Remy Ma and Papoose. We just saw Cardi B get engaged to Offset. We saw Gucci Mane, you know, come home from prison and have this big wedding. Even Prince Harry. So what's really going on?
Well, I think relationships are being viewed differently. Like, people are more open-minded in terms of how they come to the relationship. Like, are they going to be open? Are we going to try to be committed? And people are being more forgiving, I think. I think people are, like, saying it out in the open if there's infidelity going on, and they're being more, like, kind of trying to work on it and compromise, whereas it's not kind of just black or white as it used to be.
Whereas if you cheated, then it was automatically game over.
Right.
And done and out of there.
Now it's like, okay, let's see if we can still work on the marriage. Let's see what we can do. So I think maybe it's just a different kind of way of looking at it.
Different atmosphere. Jacob, what do you think about this?
Well, if you got money, I think the girl's going to be willing to work it out.
That's true.
If you're
That's
rich,
true. That's true.
if you're
That's
rich,
true.
you're like, I think maybe we got to work this out. But average dude, like, nah, she's leaving probably.
But you have a unique perspective because you're in the television and film world.
Yeah.
You're also in hip hop. You're also, you know, in the community as well. So what do you see? Break it down. What do you see going on?
Well, I mean, relationships. It's a weird place that we live in, the dating world of the 21st century. You know, with Tinder and everyone wants instant gratification, and it's very hard to like be in a relationship. Personally, I feel like people put their relationship too much on social media and like put it out there in the public, and I think people comment and like people's friends like chime in, and then you second guess your relationship, and like, you know, it's usually the friends that are like getting in your girl's head, that are messing it up, and it's a mess. Relationships.
Or you take a picture with somebody and it looks a little bit too
yeah,
cozy.
especially if you're like a public personality, and if you're dating someone and they're like, oh, who's this girl you took a picture with? You know, she's looking a little too friendly on you, or like that kind of thing. So it's always something to deal with. Like, relationships are a mess in the 21st century.
A mess. Graf, what about that? I mean, Love and Hip Hop, there's just like people are getting in trouble just for looking at somebody.
Yeah, I think, yeah, right. I think kind of like what he said.
Having energy, as you say. I saw some energy there.
Yeah, right. I think the social media and all the extra attention to relationships doesn't help, in my opinion. I kind of agree with you on that. Like it brings too many opinions into your relationship, man. I think you should be private and really be one-on-one with the person.
But what about you? Because you've been out there as an artist,
right,
for a minute, and then now though to be on Love and Hip Hop New York, and then be in that whole cast and that whole kind of like,
right,
mixed salad of all these different things going on and different relationships and connections.
Right.
How has it changed your life?
I think it just I mean, I'm in a relationship now. It would make it harder if I'm not focused and try to stay true to the person I'm with. But I mean, the DMs is getting a lot more crazy. I'm not gonna lie. When you're on TV, it's not level.
Like, what's the most outrageous they've said? What's the most outrageous that DM you've gotten?
It's too many.
Wow.
Some are naked, some are not, but they all say something. They all interesting. If I screenshotted them, that'd be, my DMs would be its own reality show. I tell you.
They know how to bait us well with those pictures. Like, they know how to get our attention.
Men are visual.
Yeah.
Right.
We're visual. Yes, we're visual.
That
Thank you for the scientific explanation of it. Like, I'm not a pig. I'm just a visual creature.
They like shiny things. They like tight clothes. But what about so have you seen, honestly, have you seen any of those DMs and you're kind of like going,
I mean, sometimes I look, I mean, interesting, very, very entertaining. I'll say that. But if I was, plus I've been in the business a long time. Like, if I just started and I was like new and single, I'd be going crazy. I'd be backstroking all through my DMs.
Right.
I'd be a busy man.
You'd be a busy
At least
man.
sound I can make it. I'm busy for the next 6 hours in my DMs. Now it's just entertaining. I just look at it and enjoy it. Especially when the show is actually on TV. The repeats is the DMs go crazy too. When it's actually live,
right,
it's ridiculous. I'm like, let me refresh my phone real quick.
People are getting
crazy. That brings up another good point. Is like, sort of when you're a public personality, you need to have a woman or a man in your life that's gonna like understand that, you get a lot, and not get jealous of that, understanding.
Let's talk about the jealousy thing, because Dr. Metzger, there was, there's some people who are like, okay, and some women, they'll be like, okay, that man is married, or I know that man's in a serious relationship, or living with somebody, or has kids, and they're kind of, keeping things quiet, and not go after that man. But when it comes to public figures, a lot of times that doesn't matter. It's like all bets are off.
True.
What's going on with that?
They don't care. I mean, they'll still go for you. The fact that you're married, you have kids, and you have status makes you more appealing. I know some women who have said to me, the fact that a man can commit to somebody and is married makes him more appealing to them. I swear.
Being the side chick.
Yeah, to be the side chick, because I know that I'm going to be taken care of. And he's still going to have his wife, so I don't have to do all that extra stuff, but I'm going to be taken care of, and I don't have to be there full time.
So you didn't have to worry about like the whole food thing or entertaining
the family,
and
taking care of the kids. You don't have to worry about that.
She gets the best.
Yeah.
And do women in your opinion, honestly, do women really want that? Like, are they really happy just being the side chick, or when it comes to Valentine's Day or it comes to the holidays, they want that #1 time slot?
They always say that in the beginning, but almost every time it ends bad, where they end up getting attached, or Valentine's Day comes, Christmas comes, you're feeling lonely, and you're like, well, he's with his wife. He's not with you.
Right.
So it always ends bad. But they start off saying that, it's
okay.
I'm
This
cool
works for
I'm
me.
like, baby, don't worry, I'll bring you a plate afterwards. There's not enough
Jacob, that's so generous.
I'll bring you a plate, though, baby. All right. I'll bring you a plate.
My wife made this especially for you. Just side chick.
Exactly.
Side chick. Yeah, it's all side dishes. No turkey or nothing.
The side dish for the side chick. Yeah. Oh, there you go. Graf, what about that? In terms of the women, because there's a lot of women in that whole reality TV game that are looking to get on one way or another.
I think like what she said is kind of crazy in general. Like, when you're a public figure, they don't care. Some women just want to get on, some women want to have fun, but end of the day, when feelings get involved, then somebody's always hurt. Like how they said Valentine's Day for side chicks is on the 13th or the 15th.
Yeah, the day before.
If feelings get involved with that type of activity, it's always going to lead to some kind of heartbreak or break up with your main. Like, is
just some kind of issue.
I guarantee. Guarantee.
But what about in terms of the women though? The women that are happy with this? Does that do they just delude themselves?
I don't think they're actually happy.
They're telling us they're happy, but I mean, especially this time of the year is when it gets real serious, because it becomes a test. Because it's the holiday time, then we go to New Year's Eve, then we go to Valentine's Day. So like this 4 or 5 month span is when they're like,
make or break time.
Wait a minute, okay, I'm really feeling like a side chick right now because I'm not getting the attention during all these holidays and celebrations.
Right.
But I mean, the ones who are still doing it, they say that they're happy, but I just don't know.
Me personally, like, I would love to have a situation where where I'm the side dude for some chick, like, because I'm very career orientated. Like, I want to be the side dude for like a bunch of chicks, like, so that way, like, I get, you know, the attention I need, but like I'm focused on my career and I don't gotta deal with all that, like, you know, lovey-dovey stuff.
Side dudes, it's a real thing.
Yeah,
it is a real thing. Side dudes.
Side dudes.
Ladies, I'm accepting applications if you need a side dude. You know,
side dudes
Jacob Berger actor on Instagram.
On Instagram.
Just slide my
DMs. Griff, have you ever heard side dudes like that?
Nah, but that's an interesting job, though.
See?
Might have to get a phone number for that.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy, though? People always act like cheating in general is selfish, right? But I mean, years ago, not now. Now I'm like trying to be the good man, good guy. But years ago, I had a relationship where I had 2 girls at the same time. And that was the most stressful time of my life, period. It seemed like I was being selfish, but I was mad stressed. Like, holidays was a nightmare.
Right.
I was like, this is not fun.
A lot of juggling.
This cheating is like, you feel like you're giving more of yourself to try to satisfy both people, but neither one of them are satisfied. You tearing yourself down.
Kind of like an illegal hustle. You always got to keep one eye open and watch your back. All right, we're going to take a short break.
Yeah.
This is Street Soldiers. I'm your host, Lisa Evers. We'll be back right after this. What is cheating?
It is when you physically get busy, is how I look at cheating.
Dr. Metzger, when it comes to getting hurt just by cheating,
yes,
do women experience it differently than men? Or what do you see? Are there any gender differences there?
No, I think, you know, hurt is hurt on both sides for men and women, but I do think women might express it a little bit differently than men.
Like keying a car, like...
Men do that too. When men are angry, they'll do it too. I mean, crimes of passion is a real thing, so... but I think women just might kind of wear their emotions on their sleeve a little bit more when they're hurt, where men will isolate when they get hurt. When they, you know, when somebody's cheating on them, they're more likely to kind of turn to their friends or be more isolative or, you know, have a drink, where women are more likely to cry and be more out with it and talk to friends and family.
And kind of like get the whole thing out. Jacob, what do you think about that?
Well,
and everyone, please feel free to jump in.
Sort of a double standard, because I have like friends that like that have girlfriends and like they'll, you know, cheat on their girl nonstop, but they're like, if they see like their girl like talking to a dude, like, what are you talking to that dude for now? I'm like, dude, you messing with mad chicks and you're worried about like your girlfriend like just talking to like, like, you know, so there's this sort of this double standard of jealousy, I guess, you know.
I agree with that. That's true.
What do you think?
That. A man can sleep with 100 girls. His girl might like the wrong picture on Instagram. He's like, hold on, I don't deserve that. You know what I'm saying? So it happens. I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's.
Yeah. And also, we feel like if I'm in a relationship with a girl and I sleep with another woman, like it's like, oh, it was just a sex thing. Like my heart is with you, baby. Like
it's just about the sex and one night thing. Who cheats more, Dr. Metzger, men or women?
I don't know the exact statistic, but
just in general, your opinion.
I mean, I do think that we hear about men cheating more, but I think women cheat a lot. They just do it a little bit more discreetly, so we don't hear about it as often.
much.
Exactly, because I mean, we just even saw like there's been a rise in women cheating in marriages, you know, just in the past year or two. So I just think that it might even be even, but because I think women are just a little bit better at keeping it under wraps.
They definitely are. They're very slick.
And creeping all like that. Yeah, what about in terms of the idea of cheating? Because people, you know, especially with things being digital and the online things going on, it's like, what do we, Jacob? What do you consider cheating? If you were like in a committed, first of all, what is a committed relationship?
Well, to me, I mean, at the end of the day, you have to have trust for whoever you're in a relationship with. Like, if I'm dating a girl, then I trust her. Like, if she's dancing with a guy at the bar, at the club, I'm not gonna get super stressed out about it, because at the end of the night, I know she's gonna come home with me at the end of the night.
What about if they're dancing real, you know?
Well, I mean, yeah, if he's like
all over
she's
her,
like dirty whining on him and stuff like that, like daggering and stuff, then yeah, I might step in and feel some type of way.
What if they become Instagram friends afterwards?
Oh.
Yeah.
See? Social media.
Right. That's why I'm single, because I can't deal with relationships.
Right.
That's why
he just wants to be the side dude.
I just want to be her side dude. I don't want to be the main.
But what about the social media thing?
That's the thing, is because you keep a connection, you see what they're doing every day. So I think social media is making it easier to cheat. It's more accessible. So, and people can reconnect with old flames, like,
that's definitely happening.
That's
especially
a real
like
thing.
Facebook
like,
and stuff.
Facebook.
Like,
I
haven't
there
seen
goes
this person
like
since high school.
You know, this dude from 8th grade that I used to have a crush on. So you're able to connect and see more people.
But is that making it harder to have real relationships, because you can't really have like closure with somebody because of social media?
I think you can. If you're going to be committed to somebody, then you just got to do that. I think social media does make it easier to cheat, that's for sure. But if you're going to try to be committed, you have to just stay focused and do that. And and in my opinion too, when you say what is cheating, I'm like,
Yeah, what is cheating? According to you.
In general, it is when you physically get busy is how I look at cheating. But overall, it's the intent. If your intent is ill when you're trying to holler at somebody, and I'm like, I catch you, or it's clear, then like that, you could put that in the same basket as cheating.
Does marriage in 2017 or 2018 mean the same thing, Dr. Metzger, as it has meant in the past, where it's one person, it's monogamous?
I think it's changed. I mean, even just the roles of the wife and the husband, I think, are different. Where there's more wives who are breadwinners, I think, you know, people are going to marriages on different terms than they did maybe 30, 40 years ago. Open marriages is a real thing. And I think that's something that, if it was going on before, nobody was talking about it. But
like, how do you define an open marriage for us?
You're having sex with other people other than your spouse.
Are there rules with that, or you
married.
just kind of like check your DMs and see what's popping for that day?
They have rules.
Just saying.
Well, yeah, usually they have rules that like it's just sex, and you have to know, the other person has to know who you're having sex with. These are the rules that I've heard. Yes. So it's kind of like where it's just a sexual relationship and it's not emotional, because then it's not considered cheating unless if it's only physical. And this is what I've heard.
But have you seen that work? Have you ever seen that work, or has a couple ever come to you going like, maybe one partner wanted it open, the other person wanted it monogamous?
Sometimes when they come to me, it's when stuff isn't working. So I'm coming from like a different perspective. So I've seen it not work, where it's like, okay, yeah, I'm cool. And like, you know, sometimes, and I've actually seen it where the man actually was not okay with it. Because they went in and they were like, okay, we're in an open relationship. And then his wife starts sleeping with other people. And he's like, wait a minute. It's okay for me to do it, but I'm not comfortable with you doing it.
Well, he probably thought he was just going to get laid left and right.
He thought
the DMs are dry as hell. He sees his wife just getting it every night. Like, he's like, damn it, like, I thought it was going to be good.
Right, but that's exactly what happens. It's a double standard. It's a double standard.
What about that, Graf?
I'm not sharing my wife with nobody. They tripping. If you my wife, you all the way mine.
That's it.
Like,
you locked down?
I'm not sharing you
Ride
with
or die, right?
nobody.
But it should go both ways, right? For other people who want to do that.
Right.
But what about these swinger? We hear about, and these are in places where it kind of looks like in middle America, where it looks like, you know, the perfect little town or the perfect community, the little baseball team, all this kind of stuff. And there's swinger couples. There's like networks of these swinger couples. What about that, Dr. Metzger?
You'll be so surprised. Like, it's just those kind of environments where you're thinking it's just kind of like the white picket fences, and they're swinging. They'll have parties and they'll do it, and it's just part of their culture.
What town is this in again?
Jacob's booking a flight.
Small town.
No room for side dudes.
Yeah, side open for business.
Right. But once again, I think in order for it to work, both the husband and wife have to be on the same page.
But who gets hurt? Like, how do you get hurt in those situations? They both start out saying, yeah, you know what, we're married. We've been married for a long time. You know, let's switch it up a little bit here. Let's add some spice in. Let's get into one of these swinger circles.
When somebody starts really liking the person they're sleeping with, that's when it gets messy.
Or even on the simpler scale, like I've been in a relationship before where I've had menage a trois, and the girlfriend could just feel a way about how I'm like interacting and doing the other girl. She might be like, "You don't do that to me." Yeah. I was like, "Oh, really?"
See.
So it can happen on any level. That's why it's just never good to bring other people into the. You got to be mentally prepared for that. It's a lot of levels to that.
Right.
I also think, like, thanks to the internet, these kind of things are more and more accepted and becoming a bigger part of our culture. Because now with the internet, it's easier to find people with your sort of sexual tastes and things of that nature, and it's easier to make meetups. And I think as a society, we're trying to break down the taboos of sex and making it more normalized, where it's not something that's like, ooh, like we can't talk about this.
All right, guys, I want to thank you so much for being part of this episode of Street Soldiers. Jacob Berger, actor and social media influencer, Dr. Diane Metzger, psychiatrist, relationship expert, and couples therapist, and Graf, hip-hop artist, and one of the stars of Love and Hip Hop New York. Thank you all so much for being with us for this episode of Street Soldiers. I'm your host, Lisa Evers. Remember, use your mind. It's your best weapon. I hope it's your only weapon. Let's push for peace.